Hi and welcome to the Soundschi Land show where everybody's upside down.
Every day is upside down day in Soundschi Land.
Today's question I'm gonna tackle is how much shoulder mobility do I need to do handstands? Now there is a very simple way of testing where you are standing in terms of your shoulder flexibility or mobility, whatever you may call it. And it goes like this. Set yourself up about a foot away from the wall. Lean against the wall, making sure that your whole back is touching and kind of glued to the wall. Pull up your shoulders and then lift up your arms trying to touch the wall. In a perfect world, you should be able to touch the wall with your fingers. If you're not able to do that, don't worry. This is what this episode is about. Now, if you're not able to touch the wall with your hands in that exercise, don't worry about it. It doesn't mean that you can't do any handstands. The essential thing to create balance is that you bring your center of mass, which is usually around your hips, over your surface of support. You will have to compensate in the rest of your body. Usually it happens by creating a banana handstand if you have a closed shoulder angle. That doesn't mean that you have to miss out on doing handstands or learning how to balance. It just means that while learning it, you should also put an effort on doing flexibility exercises to increase your shoulder angle. Let me show you one of my students. His name is Alejandro, and when he came to me, this is what he looked like. So this is a picture of him in May 2018 versus May 2019. He just sent this to me recently. When he came to me, in December 2018, this is when we started online coaching, his shoulders were like you saw in the picture. It took us about 6 months to get to this point where he is now. And all we did is we made sure that he incorporates flexibility exercises as a preparation before his handstand training. But then we had a very strong focus on developing strength in this end range of motion. So basically we would start by making sure he gets to his end range of motion and increases it at the beginning of the session. And in the session, we would load that position to increase his strength. I'm gonna give you 2 examples of what we did or of what this looked like. One of the things we had Alejandro incorporate into his preparation before he started doing handstands is the dead hang. So he would hang from a bar and try to be completely passive so that his shoulders would go all the way up towards his ears, squishing his face basically. At the same time, while being passive, he would try to actively pull in and down his ribs. So the one thing is he would let his shoulders completely go up and at the same time pull his ribs in and down to essentially increase the angle in the shoulder. Then we would load the open position by doing tucks. Now, you know that tuck is one of the best exercises to develop a good shoulder position in handstands in general. But if you cannot do tucks facing the wall because your shoulder mobility and your overhead strength is just so impaired, you can scale it down. And we scaled it so far down that he was able to create this straight shoulder line in the tuck. So we used a box where he would put up his knees so they were elevated and supported to scale the tuck in a way that he could still support it with his level of flexibility and strength. And in this tuck, he would try to recreate the same position he had in the dead hang, pulling his ribs in, pushing his shoulders up. This is just 2 exercises out of many and many different variations. So if you have closed shoulders, play around with it. Try to figure out how you can open up, because there are different dimensions that can restrict your shoulder flexibility. So try out different exercises, maybe choose one, test it out for maybe 2-3 weeks, see how your body feels and how it reacts to it. And if it works, keep going. If it doesn't work, try another exercise. And otherwise, feel free to comment any questions down below if you need any closer explanations. Other than that, I hope this was helpful as always, and head over to my website, subscribe to my newsletter, where I let you know things that I don't share anywhere else but there. Like my act creations and like more personal kind of stuff. And remember that the world is your playground, so just go ahead and do whatever you love. I'll see you next Monday on the Soundschi Show.
Cut, 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 cut.